Your business at this hour. It is now, what time is it? 7:26 a.m. We're glad you're watching Morning Express on this Wednesday, beautiful Wednesday. So last evening, if around 8 p.m. you were watching KTN Tujuane, people getting to Tujuane. I like the show, I enjoy it. I will explain my reasons of why I enjoy the show in a short while. But this morning, I'm joined by the host. He calls himself the captain of the love ship. Yeah, and yes, she calls herself the Diva of love. Yes, so Malonzo Chege and Yvonne Bulimo.
Yes.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So first do an intro for us, like what you usually do. Give us a random Tujuane intro.
Random Tujuane intro?
Yes.
I am Alonza, the captain of the love ship.
And I'm Yvonne, your diva of love.
Oh,
and this is Tujuane.
Okay, we're gonna get to Tujuane on the show. How long has it been on air now?
Well, we started about last year, November, end of November, December, so almost a year.
Yeah?
Almost a year.
And how would you rate its success or not?
In terms of viewership, successful completely. But when it comes to now, like, people getting hooked up or relationships actually sprouting, well, it's a bit...
We're trying, but it's getting better.
Yeah. What's the criteria? What's the age group? What's your target audience when it comes to this? Because we see quite a number of young people on the show.
We don't have a target audience. What we try to do is capture everyone. A lot of the younger crowd, they are the ones that are bold enough to apply, but we're looking for older people as well.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw at the end you're talking about applications. At the end of the show, send your name, what you're looking for, and your age. So what kind of inboxes do you get?
We get everything from I'm 22 looking for a tall, light-skinned girl, or I'm 30 looking for a Mzungu guy.
Yeah.
We get everything.
The demographic is crazy.
Yeah.
It's all cut across,
Hosting the show, what has been your experience in terms of young love? Because most people I follow as well online, and you know the hashtag Tujuane does trend on Tuesdays especially, and I comic relief for most people, I will say, because some of the things said, like I remember the last show last Tuesday, some lady was talking about she goes out four times a week. And this guy was like, oh my gosh, what kind of a woman is this? And she loves to drink, and the guy was, so they were like complete opposites. So
that's why it's important when you're applying for the show to say what you want. If you like partying, then say you want a guy that also likes to party. But if you're a guy that likes to sit at home and read books, then you're looking for someone that also likes to sit at home and read books.
Because you know a lot of people describe the physical characteristics. So we'll get you somebody who looks what you want, but the character will tick you off. So it's a very hard balance. If you ask me,
Do many people talk about in terms of marriage, they want to get married, they're looking for a wife?
There are people who are actually very, very serious. But then now sometimes the partner, when you, for example, if it's a lady and you pair them with a guy, then they're like, it doesn't work out. They don't feel that connection, but they are actually very interested in getting married. And that is our end goal.
Has anyone gotten married?
No, not yet. We haven't been on for a whole year, so hey.
Your experience in terms of young people and love, their view of love, what they're looking for, their state of mind when they're interacting with the opposite sex, what would that be?
Last night, you also tweeted, the person was like, love, you know, it's not about getting something from another person, it's about giving. So the misconception about love on Tujuane is that I'm supposed to get something from this person instead of me making you happy.
But you know, young love these days, if you ask me, it's more of a give and take. Yes, I'm gonna love you, Sophia Inuna, but question is, what are you giving me? What am I going to get out of you? Other than love, what else am I going to get? So that I think is the mentality, and money as well comes into play. So
the girl yesterday, the guy was talking about hating the girl's dress and that it's all about him and what he likes. Is it mature enough? Like, do we even understand this love thing? Are the people we are seeing coming on the show? Because as you said, they're the ones bold enough. Because I don't never come on the show. I love watching it, but I don't think I would want to come look for love on such a platform. But
you could change the dynamics, though. You could be the first one to pioneer this new way of dating.
Because it's so easy. I mean, I can say it's so easy. Going on a date, you know, in front of everybody is not easy because we have a certain culture, and that culture is kind of behind the doors. So whatever we do, like if I go on a date with her, behind the doors is something I'm gonna do. But this is about an hour or so of you giving your best, and that is very hard because our culture is, like I'm saying, is not. We don't adapt to being spontaneous like that and giving all our best all at once on the first impression. So it gets a bit hard.
So who comes up with the ideas of what you do, of what they do, the participants on dates? Because we see quite a different, yesterday they were going on a road trip. We've seen some going boat rides, others are in restaurants, cooking, movies. I remember some in the dark and they're like trying to talk. So who chooses, who decides what they do?
We all sit down together and we come up with ideas. And then it's up to the producer to match those ideas with
who are the we's in this case?
Melanza and I, our team,
the whole team.
The directors, everyone, we sit down together and we say, we
also,
make a list.
Also sometimes, we also encourage the guys who, because they are the ones who want to come on a date. So we encourage them, give us your ideas. What is your ideal first date? Let us know, like in your profile, whatever, when you inbox us, let us know what you like, what your first idea of a first date would be. And you never know, we could pick you to do that.
So it's in essence a blind date. When we see these people first meeting on air, is that the first time they're also meeting in real life?
First time.
Yeah.
First time.
It's as if this is my first time meeting you.
Yeah.
It's the first time they're coming together. So you never know. You could get shocked and like, this is not what I want, or this is exactly what I want, and you don't even know how to act or react.
And that's what I want to ask. Have you ever had a situation where, you're shooting, the cameras are rolling, take, and then they come and they're like, oh my God.
Enough times.
So what do you do?
Pause. Okay, then we go to the side, just have fun, just have a conversation. It's not that serious,
So take us through one of those scenarios. What has happened?
Well, okay, so we're shooting and it was at Safari Park. So we're shooting and the chick completely freezes.
She didn't know what to say.
She doesn't even want to talk. So we're like, okay. So we're like, okay, so we cut, we call her aside, we try and just not really pump her, but just try and smooth talk her and relax. It's okay, it's never that serious. We don't have a gun to your head. You can walk out, but don't really walk out if you want to. So we have to really coerce them into doing it. And sometimes we don't really get the best of the product, but the fact that she stays for the whole entire date, that's a good thing.
And the guy actually ended up really liking her.
Yeah. So what was making her freak out? What was wrong?
Probably the cameras.
The cameras and
everyone is watching. Because we sit down and we have to watch the entire date.
So how many people are there around
cameraman,
that date?
sound guy, stylist, Melanza and I. So it's probably like 6 people watching you.
And it's
while
supposed
you're
to be
trying
natural.
to.
It's supposed to be natural, and you're supposed to give your best. And like I keep on saying, hitting on a chick for a guy. Let me speak on a guy's perspective. It's not that easy. But. And to make it worse, when you have cameras and a lot of people around you listening keenly on what you're saying,
it can be a little bit overwhelming.
So you'll find the guy has a lot more pressure than the lady. So the lady may sit back and just, okay, ask me the questions. Yes, no. So it becomes even harder. So
for the guy.
For the guy. For the lady, I find it a bit easier for the ladies.
Is it, Yvonne?
I think it is. Because, the guy has to take control. That's what I always say. I always like the guy to be the one to lead the date, but then the girl needs to give some. So it is harder for a guy.
Just, yes, no.
And there's an interesting one where the car broke down. and I was like, if that happened, Lord.
You see, and the good thing is that what I liked about that situation is that the lady took control and she's like, let me help you. Because
she didn't know what she was doing.
But she tried.
But she offered.
So that to me is just amazing.
Let's talk about that show. What's her name? Moffat, that received quite a lot of attention.
In the beginning?
Yes, in the beginning. And there was quite a lot. Many people got to watch it, even those who hadn't, because they're like, what happened? Everyone was talking about what she did. How was that in terms of the show? Was she regretful that she came on? And then there was talk of that it was scripted, that she was told to say certain things to get ratings. So does that happen at all? Are people told, say this, do this?
Well, the only scripting I can say we do is for our own links and also obviously control the environment. And then in terms of telling people what to do, now people get stuck. And we have to come in and be like, okay, sir, she talked about, she loves to travel. Ask her where she's been. Just try and get more information. Go deeper. Because a lot of people are like, okay, I love traveling.
And then the guy will be like, okay, so what do you like to cook? And she'll say whatever, and then it wouldn't go. So the way we script, in a way, is just telling you to ask her to go in deeper into the question.
Guidance.
We don't tell you say she's ugly or spill her drink. We don't do any of those.
What is the feedback you got from that and your experience from that particular show?
Well, I mean, a lot of people were outraged, and they were really, really concerned. And
what was their concern?
Their concern was how she treated him, how she treated George. Now, how she blew up in his face, the things that she was saying.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of outrage was from the men. They were like, how can you do that? But then, I also got a lot of emails and text messages and calls. They're like, yo, Malonza, hook me up with that chick. So it's kind of like it's kind of bit sweet and sour because a lot of guys didn't like her, but also some guys secretly behind they want to date her because that's that kind of thing. Yeah.
So okay. So that was the kind of feedback that was coming to you. And for her, did you get to talk to her after that? Did she reach out to you people?
No, not to me
personally. I mean, I know personally, but we've met a couple of times, and she's okay. She's okay with it. You know, she's obviously she was a bit antsy in the beginning because of all the hate and guys getting
there's quite a lot of bullying online.
So she was a bit taken aback. But after that, she's okay. Yeah, she's okay.
And then there was the one with the pictures that went online of her in the kitchen with certain crazy poses, and she'd really described herself as this lady who is classy.
Now that in my opinion.
Was she not?
I was there for that date, and that she really was interesting.
Yeah, I don't think she was there for the right reason. And to make it even worse, those were her personal photos, because there are a lot of very resourceful Kenyans, and when you bring yourself out in a certain light, they will find your Twitter handle, they will find your Facebook page, they will find your Google Plus account, and they'll get everything. So those photos were actually
her
on her Facebook page.
Wow. So there are people who misrepresent themselves. When they send you messages about who they are, they're lying.
And then they come on the show and they think this is my time to like shine. Let me act like this person, so maybe I can get this type of outcome. But when we were shooting her date, I was telling her like, just relax. You don't need to be this person.
Because we give guys briefs and we tell them, listen, this is in front of national television. So however you want people to perceive you, that's how you're going to act.
Yes.
So people make a choice.
And are there scenarios where you've done the shoot, everything has happened, you finished, and then somebody goes home and they call you and say, you know what, I don't want that to go on air. I really have thought about it, and no, I don't want.
Before you get on air, you sign a release form.
Okay.
So that's how we protect ourselves as well.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking that would be crazy.
Yeah, because a lot of people have said, you know what, I've talked to my friends and they're like, you know, you can't do this. And I'm like, yo, listen, you made a conscious decision on your own. So I mean, your friends can relax.
Yeah. And today we're asking our question of the day, and if you're just joining us, we're asking, can you find the love of your life through a blind date? Because this is in essence, Tujuane, blind dates, coming together, you've never seen this person before. Do you think that can happen? Can you find the love of your life through a blind date? Tweet us at KTN Kenya. I'll be checking if there's some of your tweets coming in. At Sophia Wanuna, also post on our Facebook, and SMS is 22155 as well. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let me see what people are saying. Interesting. Someone is saying true love. No, not true love. Maybe love of the day. Can't wait. All right. Somebody will also argue, some of these people are very young. Do you get situations where parents will come and be like, okay, had not approved this, or they have to be over 18? What's the...
Yeah, you have to be over 18. I don't think we've ever had anyone that was that young.
You've never?
Okay. Most of them are college students.
And for you, are you dating? Let's begin with Yvonne.
Yes, I am.
Yes?
I am.
So you'll never be on the show?
Everyone wants us to go on the show together. Yeah. We're the best of friends, so it's never going to happen.
I mean, we're wearing the same colors out of no...
No, you did not.
Imagine we didn't even panga.
No, we did not plan it. I walked in the lobby and I said, really?
No. Not again. It happens there a lot.
All the time.
Seriously? Yes. That's interesting. Because I actually saw you coming in and I was like, oh, okay, cute.
I saw walking, I was like, oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah. So you're dating. What about you?
Yes, I am. I am seeing someone.
Yeah, because a lot of people have also thought there's something.
Yeah, I mean, that means the chemistry is really good.
Yeah.
So that's good for us.
You're a good co-host.
Yeah.
So for the people and our question, what are your thoughts in terms of blind dates and whether it really works? Or is it just really good for entertainment? Because it's good to watch people coming together, the awkward moments, the funny questions, the crazy people and the things they do and say. But is it an avenue that you think, in your opinion, that would work out for love?
It's a new type of dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just meet someone in the club nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, at least you try to go. Both of you are knowing that you want the same thing just by being there. So it's up to you guys to now make it work.
Yeah. Personally, I think it's a personal decision. It's you two, because we have had a couple of guys on the show and they come in and we're like, it may not really work, but then they hit it off. And there are obviously episodes we've shot way in advance, and there's some good things coming.
Yeah. For you, what episode stands out and why? If you were to just take a moment, think about it.
Wow.
Of the ones you've shot and you're there, as you said, listening in, watching, seeing what's happening. And later, I guess you also get to watch it on air again, so a different perspective. Which one stands out?
Wow.
You can take it.
Yeah, we shoot a lot of
so
things.
Many dates. So many people come on.
There can be one or two that stand out for whatever reason. I mean, for me...
Okay, the cooking date.
Cooking.
That was good conversation.
Right.
And there's the art date, which also had good conversation.
Yeah.
So it was good because of the conversation for you?
I liked it because, they're trying. It doesn't have to be like a happy ending.
Yeah.
But the fact that they tried and the conversation went well and we didn't have to force anyone and it was just natural, those are the dates that I like. Okay. Now, the ones that are successful when the guy is on his knee and he's proposing, we're not there yet. Almost.
Personally, for me, was the one the car broke down. And that's because they took the conversation and the naturality that they had, the lady and the guy, was really amazing. And I was taken aback by also the lady. I was very impressed by the lady helping the guy out and all that. So, and she's meeting her in person. Also outside the cameras, she's really confident and she's a keeper, I must say.
One last date.
Yes.
When Miranda came from America, that was also my favorite date.
A friend. National Park, that was really amazing.
So nobody has gotten married, but have people gone into a relationship, a steady one?
Not a steady relationship that we know about, but second date, third date, yes. A couple of guys have gone on a second and third date, but after that, well,
it's like I said, it's up to them to now make it work.
To make it work.
Put you guys together, now you guys have to know.
Take it forward.
Yes.
So going forward for the show, what is it you're planning? What is it you're seeing to get it bigger and out there and have more people coming in? Because right now we see it as a show with a younger demographic, appealing to them in terms of participation, but we have everybody watching.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Yeah, everyone watches and we'll talk about what they're seeing, but getting more people involved because there's so many people looking for love. Yeah.
Love is all we need.
Love is all we need.
Well, basically, other than obviously expanding the geographical region.
You want to?
We've already gone to Sagana. But we want to go beyond that.
People from Mombasa hit us up all the time.
They really want to
They want love.
That would be interesting, actually.
Very interesting.
And also to get to learn more about their culture.
And just see how the diversity. So, other than that, we are really trying to appeal to the not older generation, but guys between 25 and 35 or so, or 40. But it gets a bit hard to get them because some of them are usually working.
And we're afraid to go on TV.
But the biggest issue, like she said, is people are afraid of going on TV and expressing themselves. They feel maybe they can get the lashback or something of the sort. And also, like guys on social media, then I don't think they're taking it as serious as it should be. They're making too much fun out of it.
And it's not about that. It's really not about that. Because we go on air and we really try to hook people up. And it's not about negativity. We always try to make it positive. And I want people to be in love, and Milan's is so much in love. So, we want people to feel this feeling and to have it as well.
Then why is it that people get to see it from a different point of view? They're not seeing that trying to get people to fall in love. They see the funny part of it. They'll joke about some of the lines used.
Maybe it's what they see, and maybe it's how they take it.
Personally, I think that they make fun of it because they know they go through it every day, or rather when they date, that's what they do. So they make fun of it, but consciously they're like, okay, next time I won't do that. So they are learning, but the learning curve is it's taking a while to go up there.
And also we see they talk about each participant will be in front of a camera, in between the date, talking about their experience at that particular point. So do you show the show to them? Do they get to watch it after that so that they can reference, at this particular point, this is what I thought? Or do you ask them questions after the show, depending on what happened during the date?
You mean confessions?
Yeah, the confessions,
yes. Not after the show, but after we shoot their date. That's why we have to sit there to pretty much gauge on what to ask. And that's when we kind of say, so how did you feel when he said that you look beautiful? Or how did you feel when, he pulled your chair out? And those type of things.
And there are people definitely offended by some of the very hurtful things that will be said by the other person after confession time.
Yeah.
Do they get to you with the feedback?
the specific date. Now, some people, when we're shooting the confessions, like if me and her went on a date, she won't be there when I'm doing my confessions.
Right.
Yeah, so she'll be very open and say everything as it is.
Yeah.
But obviously, after, some people talk about it, some people don't.
I've noticed a lot of people are scared to really share their honest opinions. I'm just like, say what you really feel. This is your time to express yourself. And they're like, no, he was fine.
But interesting, yesterday's guy, the guy that did yesterday, called me, he's like, yo, did I really look that way when I was talking about the dress and everything? And I was like,
he was rude. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It came across like,
came across.
She thought she was gonna go and change, then she didn't. And then the part where he was putting this ornament on her and
the Messiah necklace.
The Messiah necklace, and then telling her to jump.
I think either he was overly confident or
he was overly confident. It's not maybe he was.
He was.
Yeah.
But do you get a sense that also when the participants, when they come onto the show, they really do not realize that this thing is going to be on air? For some, or they're just overly confident and don't care.
There's cameras everywhere.
No, like really, like this is going to be on air. And people are going to watch and see and hear me saying certain things, because some things that I said, you're like, ooh.
I think some people just show up, they're like, yeah, let's do this. Same thing as the saying culture. You're like, you know what, you meet a chick in the club or in a restaurant and you just randomly jump in. You don't think about it carefully. So I think some people just come in, they don't meditate like before what they're going to do, how they're going to, you know, get closer to the lady and everything. So some people just jump in. Some people take their time. Like the guy from last week, the guy with they went for Oktoberfest. That guy really, everything he said, he was more of calculative. He was a thinker. You know, he was everything.
And he spoke very well. I loved his voice. I was like,
would you like me to call him?
Yeah, he's still around.
I can make that happen.
No, but I loved his voice.
Yeah, so there are people who actually think about it. And those people, they know what they're doing.
Okay. And I think that's why Tujuane is great, because it shows you what to do and not to do on a date. Yeah. And it shows you different date ideas and how it should kind of go. Like, you know, when you have a conversation with someone, how you should interact. Because I think dating here with the younger generation is more in raves and bars and groups of people. So you don't really have time to engage with the person that you're really liking or feeling at the time. So people don't know how to date nowadays. So it's a new platform to show you this is how it's supposed to be.
And from what you've seen, engaging with all this, I'm sure you've met so many couples, so many people by now. What is your advice to the younger people as they're seeking to find love?
You take it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, find yourself first. Understand yourself.
Yes. I like that. And I like the finding.
Yeah. Because if you don't know yourself, nobody's gonna take the time to know you or understand you. Now, another thing is be humble. Be yourself. But by being yourself, make sure you don't offend the other person.
And don't give out too much at one time. Leave a mystery. Yeah, like somebody should be like, okay, second date to find out a little bit more. But I like about that being yourself, because and finding out more about yourself first, because many people will go out and you always think you're better than everybody else and that everybody should measure up to this, you know, high threshold. But that is not always the case, because everybody has their own imperfections, and it's easier to look at somebody else and, you know, throw stones. But that is something we don't see people reflecting on, especially the younger generation, and something they need to do, Yvonne.
Yeah, I think that also, on top of being yourself, you have to make yourself happy before you could, you know, try to find someone to make you happy. I don't think that's what love is about. You have to be happy first, independent, and know yourself, and then you find this person, and then you also complete them. Yeah. And also now, as kids are growing up, because I remember in the past when we were coming up, when we were growing up, we'd never have a conversation about boyfriend, girlfriend with my mom. You know, it's old school, man. The girlfriend had been told, wait. I said, what? Who? Which boy? Is that changing? I mean, you're young, fairly young. Is that changing now?
It is, because personally, like with my parents, we're very open. We talk about a lot of things. I mean, they still refer to my girlfriend as that's my Lonza's friend, but it's changing. It's changing. Yeah, people are becoming more open. We meet some guys in the streets. Like some of my fans are also my friends, my parents' friends, and they enjoy the show and they congratulate me. They're like, it's an amazing show, and do you have a girlfriend? So,
yeah. Okay, what
about me? My mother didn't let me date until I was 18, and I was raised in the States, and she was even more overprotective of me.
Yes.
So when I turned 18 and I was now allowed to like go out and stuff, she still didn't have that conversation with me.
Yeah.
And she's still like, she's young. My mother's only in her 40s.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So now that I'm 27, so now I can have a conversation with my mom and say a little too late now about guys and men and stuff. But I think that this generation, they're so open, so you need to have that conversation with your parents.
Yes.
And it makes it easier. So now the guys know to go talk to their fathers about, how do I do this with this chick? Like, what am I supposed to do? And ladies go to your mothers and she could give you ideas, or this is how I met your father, and this is what I did.
Yes.
Those type of things.
Like, even on top of that, okay, I don't know if it's only my parents, but like my dad talked to me about sex when I was in class 8.
Wow.
So
how did he have that conversation with you?
It's kind of funny. He just put me like getting into Form 1 and everything, blah, blah, blah. So do you know about sex? Talk about sex, talk about HIV and AIDS and all those things.
Yes.
So very awkward, but
needed to be had.
Yeah, and I think that's a challenge also for most parents, because as you said, awkward. It becomes very awkward, and they wonder what words, how to bring this about. But I think it's very important that happens, that we have those conversations, because then it's normal. It's not this thing we are hiding and we're trying to figure out and learning just from television.
It's good to be realistic.
Yeah,
it is.
And you get a lot of attention as you wind up. In terms of people have seen you on television, you're good-looking young people. So for Yvonne, lots of men hitting on you all the time.
Yes, especially like if I'm grocery shopping or something, I'm just want to buy milk and bread. Yes, so you need to hook me up. Let's go out together.
Tujuane na wewe.
I just want to buy milk. I just need milk.
Yeah.
But most of the time, people are just like, they love the show.
Yeah.
They love the show.
What about for you, the ladies?
For me, okay, because
they love Malonza.
Yeah.
I take my touches a lot of times, and they accost me most of the times. But
they accost.
Sometimes I'm accosted, but
that is
most of the times when if I'm going to a house party, if I get if I'm going out for a rave. The problem is that when I get people get alcohol in the system, it becomes even more. So most of the times I'm accosted when people are actually high. Yeah. But I mean, it's all fun and games. It's cool. It's okay. I love it. It's interesting. Yeah.
As we wind up, your final thoughts. Anything you'd like to say?
Thank you for watching the show.
Yeah.
And we have much more in store.
Yes.
And I don't know which camera, but
that camera.
I really just hi to the fans and everyone watching, and thank you for making Tujuane what it is now. And stay tuned for the next season, because we have much more in store.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I always keep on saying this. Take the best out of the dates. Try and keep the negativity down. Try and keep the positivity up. Try and learn something. I always say Tujuane is an educative show, so educate yourself on love.
And like I said, love is all we need.
And I like that you said also it's a place to learn ideas of what to do on dates. Boat riding. Try that one.
Husbands and wives watch the show. Now they can take the wives out here and do this.
So wind up for us how you wind up on Tujuane for this segment.
I'm Yvonne, your diva of love.
And I'm Malonza, the captain of the love ship.
We'll see you next time, same place with me, Yvonne, and Malonza, right here on Tujuane.
Well, right here on KTN on Tuesday.
Morning Express.
Thank you both for joining us. It was great talking to you this morning. And I wish you the best. And we hope to have a wedding. I'd love the day will be like Tujuane wedding. That would be great.
That would be awesome.
All right, have a great day.
Maybe you can be the first.
I can be the first. Yeah, actually we could. Let's work on that one. I'll inbox you on what I'm looking for in a man.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what you can offer.
And what I can. Okay. Let's go to knowing our country from that conversation. Remember, you can keep your feedback coming. We're asking you, do you think you can find true love, your true love? Because everybody's looking for love through a blind date. Have you ever tried that? Do you wanna? Tujuane are here. They're right here. I can hook you up with that blind date. So let us know what your thoughts are.